Alright, here we're building an outdoor table. We use some 2x6s for our base that is going on this other base that we built here. Now we're just applying our sikaflex 1A adhesive. This is our recommended choice of adhesive as it flexes with the expansion and contraction of the zinc during temperature changes. And you just use a caulking gun to caulk it out, and then we'll just smear it out flat. Alright, we're just taking some scraps, some zinc, and using that to knock down the sikaflex. You want to get as much coverage as possible over the substrate and on the underside of the zinc as well. Alright, now we just took some zinc and we cut some little notches into it. We're just going to kind of give it a little notch trowel to get the sikaflex to rise up, and this helps really get a good bond to the zinc. And we'll add a little sikaflex to the underside of the zinc as well. Alright, now we're going to add some to the underside of the zinc. This is about a 39 by 8 foot tabletop we're building, and we've used about 5 tubes of sikaflex. Should be plenty to cover everything, and then we'll just spread this out now and get some on the bottom and on the edges of the zinc. Alright, here we have this sikaflex all spread out on the zinc on all the edges, and now we're going to lay it down on the substrate. This is just an 040 that we had pan braked, and we already pre-soldered all the edges, and now we're going to apply down as much weight as we possibly can. Alright, so we put a bunch of sandbags on the sheet, a couple 100 pounds here, and you're going to want this to cure for at least 48 hours before you do any sort of finishing or moving around, so it fully cures and bonds with the zinc. Alright, here we're going to be adding some decorative nails along the edge. We just pre-drill a small hole like a 1/16 of an inch just to get through the zinc. Put a little bit of sikaflex on the nail itself. And then just tap them in with a rubber mallet. Now we've got the edges.
I'll be back. Going to what?
Okay.
Alright, here we have a tray with some water in it, distilled, and I'm going to be adding some cupric to it, and we'll be doing our patina on the sheets. It doesn't take much of the cupric, so just start with a little bit, and I'm going to be using one of these faux sponge rollers. Gets it a nice kind of random application. You don't want it too drippy, or else you get drip marks on your sheet. Just be nice, even. You can see as it sits there, it gets a little bit darker over time. And I'm going to go over it about 2 or 3 times and try to blend it in as much as possible. If you don't see any change, you probably need to get more fresh solution. The solution gets weaker as it reacts. Alright, once you kind of get it close to what you want, you can always go back. I've got another sea sponge hand, you could do hand touch-ups. You might want to go both directions and kind of break up the pattern. If it's getting too dark, you could always buff it back off with a light sandpaper, steel wool, or a Scotch Brite pad. It's better, you can always start with a lower concentration cupric to water, and then if it's just too slow of a process or you want the darker colors, you can always make it more concentrated. Now I'm going to do a black magic on top of it, so I'll be blending the two patinas together. Even though it's called black magic, it's still gray, but it does have more brown tones to the patina on the zinc. And I'm going to do basically the same application and just mix those together. You'll see it's hard with the lighting, but you'll be getting a little bit more of those browner, a little bit of green tones to it as well. If you want just grays and blacks, you can just stick with the cupric, or you can do a double patina like this, or you could just do the magic black by itself if you want more browns. And we'll let that sit for a couple hours and dry. Let it dry at least overnight, and then we'll do a light buff on it and then seal it.